Hey YouTube, it's your girl Razia J, and I'm back with another video. If this is your first time landing on my channel, seeing my face, welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm glad that you are here. As always, this is a channel where faith, family, and social work intersect. So a little bit about me. I'm a believer, military spouse, mom of two, and a macro social worker. Now that that is all out the way, thank you guys so much for the continual support. It really means the world to me. You guys, I can't even find the words to really express how this last year of just being consistent on YouTube and creating content has really shifted my life, from people reaching out to me on Instagram, from people finding me and contracting with me to help them on their own social work journey. It has been a whirlwind of good things, and I am so fortunate for this platform and this opportunity. So I really wanted to get that out of the way before we jump into today's video. If you saw the title, then you know what to expect from today's video. And I really think that this is something that students need to really take a deep dive look into this so that you can maximize that journey as a student. You guys know when I have my glasses on, that means your girl has notes. I never come on YouTube unprepared because I think that it will do you guys a disservice if I'm not prepared with the content and things of substance that will benefit and edify and uplift your personal journey. So if you are a social work student, or if you're a student in higher education, period, and you want to know how to network and build relationships with your professors, administrators, and your colleagues, peers, and classmates, this video is for you. The power of networking is something that we all should practice on a daily if we are entering into our professional journey. When you are in the professional world, the corporate world, the business world, the nonprofit world, you start to realize that connections are everything. I constantly tell people that you need 3 types of people in your life, and I'm going to talk about those people a little bit deeper in this video, but I want you guys to keep your ears tuned for those 3 people that you need in your professional journey. And that starts right now as a student. So if you're interested in that, that was a lot of warm up, more than I expected. But if you're interested in that, stay tuned to today's video. So guys, we're talking about university networking and the power of connecting. So when you are a student, there's 3 main group of people that you are going to interact with on a daily basis. That is going to be administrators, from deans, directors, student success advisors, admissions office, registrar. Those are the administrators that you're going to be interacting with. The next set of people that you're going to be interacting with is your professors. And these are not in any particular order. It's just what I'm thinking about right now. Your professors, those are the people that are going to be pouring into you, that's going to be educating you on their topic of expertise. And they're the people that's going to be essentially grading your work. They're the people who can really say if you're grasping something. They're the people that's going to be able to support you if you're struggling. And they're the people that you want to connect with. And the next group of people are your colleagues, aka your peers, aka your classmates. The people that are going through the journey with you right there, right now. When you look to the left, when you look to the right, they'll be in group projects with you. They'll be at internships if you're a social work student. And they'll be going along this journey with you. They will graduate with you. So these are the people that you can build lifelong relationships with. So let's go, based on my list, the things that I want to tackle in today's video. Number 1, why networking matters. I always tell people, the people you know are always going to make 2 impacts in your life. They're either going to make it a beneficial impact or they're going to be a distractor. But either way, people in our lives play a role. And when it comes to being in higher education, networking matters because you want to know who knows who, who's doing what they're doing, how they're doing it, and how that work that they're doing aligns with the work that you want to do. And when you're looking at networking, I always say that there's 3 types of people you need in your life. You need peers, people that are going through the things with you right now, where you are, they're right there with you. They're in the thick of it. They're going through the program with you. They're learning at the same speed that you're learning. Those are your peers. Those are the people that you can vent to. Those are the people that you can say, hey, like, are you struggling? What are you doing? Are you hanging out on the weekends? How are you balancing school and social life? These are the people that you can talk to regularly, and you can create lifelong friendships. They're going to be your colleagues one day, whether they're in the social work profession or not. They're going to be your colleagues one day. They're going to be professionals just like you're going to be a professional, and they're going to be people that you can lean in to and on as well. And then there are mentors. Mentors are individuals that literally you see yourself in them. You look at them and you're like, wow, the work that you're doing is something that I desire to do in my life. And when you see those mentors, those are the people that you're like, okay, I want to get to know you intimately in a way where you can pour into the things that I'm doing, where you can call me out if I'm not doing something the way that you need to be doing it. The mentors that you're going to have don't necessarily have to be the same race or gender. They just have to be someone that you look at and you're like, wow, the work that you're doing in your sphere of influence is amazing. And then we all need sponsors. These are the people that are going to enter into a room and they're going to speak on us. They're going to speak our names to people. These are the people that you may not have an intimate relationship with. You may not talk to them on a day-to-day basis, but they are the people that you have left an impression on, that when someone says, hey, do you know someone that is an engagement coordinator that is good with connecting people? They're going to say, yeah, I know Razia. She is a people's person. She knows how to connect the dots. She knows how to bring point A, person B together and make magic. My sponsors are not people that I talk to every day, but they're people that if they are asked for a specific type of person and I meet that criteria, they're going to recommend me with their eyes closed. Okay? The next thing, identify your goals. What are you looking for in this higher education experience? Are you looking to just be a loner, just doing your things, getting your grades? You don't care about mixing, mingling, getting to know people? Or are you looking for opportunities to further yourself as you enter into the profession that you're entering into? As a social worker, our profession is very small. Everyone, I say everyone, knows everyone. And the connections that you make a difference. So identify your goals. So for me, very early on, I knew I wanted to be a macro social worker. So I would look for people that were macro social workers. I'm not saying that I don't have people in my sphere of networking or in my 6 degrees of separation that are clinical, that I pull on if I have a question that's clinically based. But for the most part, I knew what I was looking for. People that were working macro social worker, people that were doing non-traditional social work jobs, so necessarily not having social work in their title, and people who were really in tune with policy and what was happening in the state house, the legislature, the Senate. Those were the things that were important to me as a student. So those were the things that I looked for in the people that I wanted to network with. After I identified my goals as a social worker and what I want my ideal future as a social worker to be, I started looking at people around me in my programs, my professors, my administrators, faculty, and staff, and asking myself, who is this person? What are they doing? And does it align with what I want to do? Next, attend events. I know that for me, I went to school virtually, but I was big on getting plugged into communities and committees. So I attended things such as the Black Student Caucus, social workers in policy. I literally plugged myself into the events that was happening outside of my school classroom time and my async time and my live session times. I attended events. So I would encourage you to attend events. If it's something that you're into, let's say you are a Christian, hang out with the Christian club. Let's say that you are Black, Latinx, or another group that has a specified group, hang out with them. Black Caucus, Latin Student Association. There's things like there are communities and committees for everything in higher education. If you are in your undergrad journey and you're in person, think about sorority, fraternity life. What can I plug myself into that is going to get me into the door and people knowing my name? What events speak to me? Another thing, approach your professors with questions about their areas of expertise and their topics and their research. You can go on your school's website and you can see what faculty is doing what. The first group of faculty that you should reach out to is your professors. So let's say you're in social work, a social work course that's like privilege and oppression, and you have a question about the course. Reach out to your professor. Hey, can I ask you a question about something that I'm struggling with? Hey, I really am into this topic. Can you share with me books or videos that I can watch that can really further the learning that I'm having in the class? I saw your research article and I'm interested in that. Can I read the full thing? Is there anything else that you can share with me about your topic of interest? Engage with your peers. If you are in a classroom setting, don't be afraid to say hello. If you're in a virtual setting, don't be afraid to say hello. I went to school virtually, but I made friends. One of my good friends, a lot of my good social work friends I met virtually in my programs, whether they were people that were in my undergraduate program with me or they were in my master's program with me. I had one girl in my class that all we did was play Wordle after our class. The class was such a hard class and a physically demanding, mentally demanding class for all of us that we would log off and play Wordle with each other, and a form of a way of us building that connection. So engage with your peers. Don't be afraid to say hello. Don't be afraid to ask someone, hey, do you have social media? Can I get your phone number? Can I connect with you outside of this? Can we study together? Engage with your peers, okay? Engage with them. They're there for a reason. They're part of your networking. They're part of that community that you want to build. And lastly, for the event thing, right? And it's going to tie in with the engage with your peers, engage with your professors, engage with faculty. Have an introduction ready to go. So for me, my introduction was, hi, my name is Razia and I'm a social work student and I'm really passionate about macro social work. In the last 6 months, I realized that student success is something that I'm super excited about. So I've been reading up on how students are doing in higher education, the retention rates for students that look like me, and finding myself in areas with students that I can support as I am going through this journey. That was something that I used to say all the time. I don't know if it was verbatim what I just said, but create an elevator pitch. Create an introduction that you are confidently able to say, hi, my name is blah, 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 blah. I am a social work student. I am passionate about X, Y, Z. As a social worker, I hope to do X, Y, Z. A little paragraph about yourself, things that make you happy, things that light you up, and practice it over and over in the mirror until you're able to say it flawlessly. And once you have that pitch, you're going to enter into spaces confidently. When people ask you, tell me a little bit about yourself. Oh, perfect opportunity. I am XYZ. I love XYZ. Or when you meet people, you can introduce yourself like that. Like, hi, my name is, what's your name? After you guys get the names out the way, give them your pitch. The next thing, all professors have office hours. I can't stress this enough. This is time that they are literally carving out for their students. So make use of that time. Go to their office hours. Ask them questions. Be prepared. Don't just pull up to an office hour saying like, oh, I'm here for your office hours, and not have a dialogue or a script or something that you want to ask them that is valuable of their time and your time. But attend office hours. If you are struggling, if you have a question, if you like how they teach and you want to just pick their brain, do that. One of my social work mentors, she was a professor. She was my professor. And I was struggling in her class because, like I said, I always knew I wanted to be a macro social worker. So when I took clinical classes, it was a stretch for me. And I remember being in her social work practice class in my BSW program. And Professor Parnell, if you're watching this, shout out to you. She literally took the time to spend with me in my office hours to help me to do case conceptualizations. And I am almost 4 or 5 years removed from that experience, but I talk to her all the time. When I need a recommendation for grad school, she was the first one I reached out to. When I needed a listening ear about work and how I'm navigating being a social work professional, I go to my mentors, and I have two, and they are like bread and butter in my life. And I am so appreciative of them, right? Because they help me become a better social worker every single day, and they push me towards my goal. They see that potential, but none of that would have been possible if I did not attend office hours. So I'm encouraging you to attend those office hours. So attend those office hours. They are a gold mine. When you go to them office hours, you're going to find out so much about yourself, about your professor, and you're going to see if this is someone that you can foster a good relationship with. And I promise you, it will be worth it in the long run. The next thing, join clubs and organizations. I know many students who go their entire 4 years in undergrad, 1 or 2 years in graduate school, and they join no organizations. I went to school remotely at Fordham, and one of the first things I did was look for committees that I could be a part of, such as the Black Caucus. Then that led me into like the Justice and Activism Committee, and I was able to do great work as a student committee member. And that gave me good relationships. Not only did I meet professors, faculty, deans, directors, I built a relationship with our media department. So now when they're looking for like a student to highlight or somebody to talk to or interview, I will get those emails like, hey, are you interested in this? Why? Because I built on those relationships organically. The next thing is online platforms. I know a lot of us are on social media. We are on Instagram. We are on TikTok. We are on Facebook. We're on LinkedIn. Network that way. Use that to your advantage. If you don't have a LinkedIn, create one. It's a professional version of Facebook, and you're able to connect with social workers that look like you, that are doing the work that you want to do, that have been there, done that, that have so much wealth of knowledge that they can share with you. So join an online community. For me, I joined Black Girl in Social Work, and from there, I trickled into creating social work students of color to support social workers that look like me, that were going through their student journey and needed to know how to maximize that and to have partners with them on that journey. I say all of this to say, like, don't go and create something. Find something that's there. And if there's nothing there, then create it. But use the internet to your advantage. There's forums. If you are part of NASW, the Association for Social Workers, you can literally go into the forum and talk to people all over the world and build relationships. There are so many things. There's so many ways to build relationships organically in 2023 that as students in higher education, you can't limit yourself to just not doing anything and flying under the radar and just getting good grades. No, you have to network. That is part of the pitch. That is part of professional development, networking and building your networking Rolodex. You have to do it. Lastly, listen, faculty is getting paid to pour into you, to teach you, to educate you. They are experts in the things that you are learning. Hello, reach out to them. Reach out to them. I'm not saying go add people on LinkedIn and Facebook. Have a conversation first. Get to know them. Don't be weird. But once you foster that relationship, ask them, hey, can I follow you on Facebook? When I was at Fordham, I had a professor who was dyslexic and had ADHD. And that was when I was going through my whole discovery of ADHD. And she was such a good support. She was my professor, but she was also someone I can ask questions about what was going on with me personally. And part of having her in my little bubble was I had her on Facebook. So now I don't go to Fordham. Now I probably can't remember her email, but if I need her for something, I go right on Facebook and send her a message. I have so many of my professors on LinkedIn that I stay in contact with because I know one day I might need them. And this is another thing I want to say. Many times we are afraid to network because we don't want to feel like we need someone, or we don't want to appear needy, or we don't want to appear like, oh, we're looking for handouts. As a professional, I'm going to say this to you right here, right now. You're going to make it in this profession one way or the other. It's either going to be easy and smooth sailing where you're going to have people that are going to push you, people that are going to support you, people that are going to champion for you, or you're going to be on a struggle bus, struggling, still making it in the profession, but struggling and asking yourself, why am I struggling? Why is it so hard? Because you don't want to network with nobody. You want to be closed off to new relationships and new friendships and new opportunities. Don't do that to yourself. Allow yourself the opportunity to really get plugged in as a student. Lastly, be genuine. Be genuine. Be grateful for the opportunities that your professors give you to meet, mingle, and greet with them. Be genuine. Be genuine in your connections with your peers. Don't talk about people behind their back. Don't be mean. If you have a grievance with someone, if you have a conflict, learn healthy conflict resolution strategies so you're not losing meaningful relationships that can benefit you as a professional because you are in your feelings or they're in your feelings and you can't resolve it. I always tell people a thank you goes a long way. I thank people all the time. Thank you for your time. Thank you for meeting with me. Thank you for taking my phone call. Thank you for answering my email. And for those that mentor me, I'll be quick to send them money now that I have a job. Like, hey, lunch on me. Not because they owe me anything or they're asking me for these things, but because I find value in the connection that I have with them. So this is the end of the video. I just want to say that networking can be your best friend. You can master it. You can be prepared to network with your peers, with your faculty, with your professors, with people on the bus, train, planes, highways, byways, anywhere. You can be prepared to network and build lasting professional relationships in 2023. So until next time, bye. And if you have not yet subscribed to the channel, subscribe. If you haven't yet subscribed to the channel, hit the subscribe button. But thank you so much for watching my video and peace.